What's up? I'll tell you what's up. It's my son's third birthday. You know what I'm saying? Big three. You know what I'm saying? Big cycle so strong that it knocked Saturn direct today. And we have the moon in Leo. Celebration! Sun in Scorpio. And this is a special episode because I have a live example of the aspect. One of the aspects. So, we have the moon in Leo, sun in Scorpio. We are learning to have, you know what I'm saying, brighter or more relatable emotions about receiving the spotlight in a more intense or a way that we are having control but not being too controlling, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, we're reacting and responding to deep or manipulative ideas or conversations, you know what I'm saying? Talking to people deeply, giving them our 2 cents, or opening up and being vulnerable, Leo. You know what I'm saying? Because we are automatically in that space where if you're observing your surroundings and your environments the way like that you are supposed to, which is different for everyone, which is, you know, to your situation, then, you know what I'm saying, you're being vulnerable and you're knowing that you're shining a light that's going to talk about you or your ego. So why not let your actions speak for themselves? Why not let your aura, what you've been concealing and working on in private with the moon in Cancer and that trine and everything, you know what I'm saying? Because it's about our passion. So we're going to be working together. So you might be manipulating certain energies to come up with better ideas, especially being the alchemist. You are the alchemist. You will be the alchemist. You know why you're the alchemist? Because you're grateful for everything. When you're grateful for everything, whatever comes at you, you automatically transmute. You automatically mix it into one big pot and include it anyways. So it's that energy, and it's gonna be seen in a deep way, but it's gonna be like, so you're gonna react so creatively that it's like there's no other space other than a deep space. It's like when you go into the ocean and it's like the earth, the planet is a wave. So the deeper you go down, the closer you're getting as well to the cosmos. You know what I'm saying? Like Pisces go deep in the ocean, but somehow they still come across as like airy. So they're like out in space, like under the firmament, and then like above like hell and shit like that in the underworld and things in general that we see, right? And the moon's gonna be making a square sometime either later in the evening or tomorrow, depending on how early the degrees Mars and Mercury are in. So we'll be looking for that. Anyways, it could be making a square to Jupiter and Uranus and Taurus that are still retrograde. So the live example comes in where my other half and I were having a disagreement. It's my son's birthday, so she didn't want it to be any argument, but I wanted to go deep and have an intimate conversation and to heal from, you know, previous encounters of things escalating and raising our voice, rather than avoid it, rather than just put it on the back burner and be like, you know what I'm saying, down the line, years down the line, in certain relationships, when you're brushing stuff under the rug, it's a temporary fix. But in the back of our minds, whenever you move or you have to remove something or recollect, renovate, whatever, you're organizing your space. And that is kind of stressful in yourself, depending on how big the task is, how the team works together, all the energies. It's a lot of details, right? Venus and Virgo, you know what I'm saying? Appreciating and seeing the devil in the details, for just wanting to appreciate your environment and just move something around for the sake of having some form of control. That went into the Earth trine. But yeah, back to what I was saying, under the rug, and then that would be revealed, and then you wouldn't have time to talk about it, and then the kids might run through, some childish thought might pass through, or your reaction to something might come in like the wind and blows a dust bunny somewhere, and it's scattered, and it's kind of messy, right? So why not get it out the way? So we was having that disagreement, but it takes somebody being either stubborn or being one partner being consistent in the Taurus element and one partner being stubborn in the Taurus element. And so it's like no good or bad, it's just differences coming together and, you know what I'm saying, different pieces of the same pie, essentially. Like if you look at it from a Leo perspective, you know what I'm saying, I might be more creatively expressive and focused with that creativity and my vision and my intent, and she might be more fixed on thinking about self-sustainability or what's fair for everybody. You know what I mean? Like Leo, the external version, heart on our sleeves, you know what I'm saying, reacting and responding at the same time and factoring in attention here, attention there. But my Cancer sun initiating that wave, you know what I'm saying? So we compromised, we talked about it, we still, you know, you're supposed to come, you gotta bring these energies together somehow, right? If they're too far separate 90 degrees, it's like you have to take one step in one direction with one element astrologically and the other step with the other foot, other step, left brain, right brain, and eventually inching each other closer, yielding to each other or yielding to the energy that is attracting you in that square direction where, you know, if you're not growing, you're dying. So you're going to grow in your abilities the more you run into a frustration or experience, make an experiment where you see, you know, just wanting to be better, wanting to go beyond, wanting to, it's a bunch of orange ladybugs passing through, but wanting to be better for yourself. So you're just pushing through that energy. Saturn direct, it's gifts, Saturnian energy or something. Anyways, it's just a lot of good omens and stuff like that. But anyways, you're pushing that invisible boundary. And anyways, so how I broke it down was emotions will also shine a light up on surface level. There's very surface level detail, surface level things, or how we receive attention in a way that is filtered through past unstableness, for us to have this original, authentic moment. You know, authenticity and originality is positive, negatives. It's an original moment. It's original, a want versus a need, or a need versus a desire. It's original. So, past unstableness that turns to originality, that made that wisdom, Jupiter, an experience that we were scared to relive or express because we wanted to have our stability, our security from our past, right? To relive, to be more creative so that we laugh about it now and realize that we is the shit. All of us is the shit. So we are pushing these energies closer together because we are the shit, not me versus you versus me, Taurus and Leo. It's Taurus and Leo versus that hump, that learning curve. You know what I'm saying? We are the shit, and taking care of ourselves or expressing ourselves as the concept of the human experience. Taking care of, nurturing. What's the point of having value with something if you're not gonna standing on business? You had to cut off some of your energy, some of your heart chakra energy, you know what I'm saying, in the world of business and be cutthroat. So why not turn back around and use that leverage and stand on top of that leverage for the energies that you had to go through, so that somebody doesn't have to go through those same energies, so that you can build consistency in the fixed areas, consistency and not stubborn against something opposing. Because when you're consistently fixating an energy, it's fixed. It's tweaked. If it ain't fixed, don't give up on it. That's one new thing I'm gonna say. If it ain't fixed, don't give up on it. So then we have Leo, sextile, Queen sextile, whatever. Virgo, Venus and Virgo. This is like the energy of neighbors. Like you see your neighbors every day. You might borrow some sugar every now and again. But if it's something big like let me borrow your car because mine broke down, just because we're neighbors, it's kind of wrong way, but it's still because you're next door. So it's gonna still be like, well, you can't borrow my car, but I can give you some advice. You know what I'm saying? I can express in a creative way that I appreciate going about certain details when, like, I see where you're coming from, but just outright asking, here and there, things like that. The moon trine Chiron, having the gift of bouncing back from a initiative by a mistake within our initiative by cooling our jets, because it's a cardinal mistake. So you gotta remain focused on the outcome of moving forward. It's a cardinal mistake. Any mistake made, I think, during cardinal energies is either going to remove something that no longer serves you, or attract something for you to learn, or a square sign, another component of building, another component of leadership, another style of leadership, another opportunity to alchemize the energies and the potentials into a melting pot, right? Because different people, energies, places, and things require different leadership styles. So that's something that you cope with, and out of that mistake, you just be focused on learning from the mistake, right? And expressing a creativity that is fixed is going to support any spark that is a mistake that you potentially are overthinking about down the line, because it's north node, though you can't really see it like the south node, right? And that brings me into the moon sextile in Libra. You could be overexpressing or making yourself, your ego, more bigger than it actually is for talking and gaining stability about relationships. Or you might be taking too much onto yourself, but you're thinking you're just like saying, oh, I'm doing this well, I'm succeeding, I'm proving you wrong. Shout out to Dave B. You know what I'm saying? Whenever you're in that energy of proving somebody wrong, that takes you down a different line of, your destiny, right? So try to be out on the lookout for that opportunity. But at the same time, it's a gift and a curse and everything. So this opportunity, like I said, you could be making it about yourself and realizing how successful you are. And you don't have to express that you're doing this because of that. You can express that you are in this position because of a past relationship. Even though it's no longer serving you, you can still express a creative way to write poetry, write music, a way to channel or funnel that expressive creative energy that deals with talking, relationships, air-like qualities, being light, being the new wind that brings new wildlife, new flowers, trees, pollen, energies, clouds. It just flows right in there. It doesn't have to be grounded or anything. It's in its own space, floating under and above like a middle child. So be responsible for that energy there. And we have the moon in conjunction Neptune and Pisces. So this is a misunderstanding how our hyperactive emotions can twist a delusion from a dream. Too much daydreaming of self, getting lost in yourself. When the collective yin realm is receiving energy, is receiving intuitively, Pisces is making the yin realm where it's at home, where it's comfortable, where it's supported, where it is in its vast delusions. The yin realm is the dream realm. It's a dream. You can create, you can innovate, you don't even have to carve out because it's just space within space. But the problem comes from when your ego is involved and you're expressing your ego, whether that be in a positive or a negative, where you're boosting your ego, having it be stroked, but you got that energy, that misunderstanding, you got that energy behind that character. Are you working on the energy behind that character, right? Because Pisces, like I said, it's the collective is receiving. It's not externalizing like the strong masculine, like the heart on your sleeve. It's the collective chakra. You know what I'm saying? It's collective points and views, collective feeling and releasing, expansion and contraction. And Leo is all about expanding directly and externalizing. So it can misunderstand how its ego can be in the delusion, how its dream because it's expressing it to the collective can be taken as egotisticalness, because everyone might be connecting for a collective energy. Like, for example, live example, if I go in here to the birthday party expressing my creative endeavors and creative and expressing, like, shining the light, wanting to shine the light, and the way I'm going about doing that light is just like being toxic or being manipulative. And although Scorpio is in the dark and is manipulative, it still bring energies together. And long enough, nighttime of Mars, it's going to be daytime. And it's going to externalize that light. So if I go out here doing that, and the collective is there for dreams, imaginations, and illusions of my son's 3rd birthday, shout out to him, then I'm going to be in the wrong for misunderstanding. But in every misunderstanding, it's a way to receive that guidance. So, that's Chiron and Aries. So you can learn how to express a creation, a light that can be used. You can detach from it, externalize it, detach from the energy, let your energy speak for itself, and the energy will speak for itself through the collective vibe, right? How others are reacting and responding, and creating more sons and daughters of men, not cardinal, you know what I'm saying? Like, initiate, sit back, and see the energy that moves a giant emotion or mood. It's imagination, illusion, and connecting to outer, thinner layer of water, right? So that's that introduction. And that concludes generally, all those aspects. With you have the current opposition / in conjunction to Saturn going direct today. So Saturn's at 0 degrees of Pisces right now. So it's still back to supported by Aquarius things. So we are going to be externalizing our emotions as far as light and stuff. And Grandpa Saturn is going to be like, Grandpa Saturn, reacting and responding to that energy. It's the bigger body, so we're more influenced. But it's like more fast-paced. So more fast-paced, we're externalizing the light, seeing how, okay, this restriction was in our acquaintances in the crowd, and what the rules was. Who's sitting here, who's sitting there, how much food, what phones can you bring into the auditorium. And going into Pisces, it's bringing it into reality and manifesting the structure system of grounding your creativity and comparing to what you're rapidly externalizing here and there to receive attention in. You're receiving that attention, and Saturn's going to put a slowdown on that intention as you're figuring, okay, how can you use this attention to structure, an illusion, not more of down here, where it's grounding and it's accumulating time over time, right? So that's how that in conjunction / the fog, shine the light in the fog. Like, the worst thing they say to do during the fog is to put on your high beams. The situation is so relatable, I had to clap for it because it's raising the vibration. First thing you do is put on your high beams. You think it's going to help you see more? It's going to help you see more, all right? More freaking fog. The more light you shine on trying to see your way through this in conjunction, the more fog and more collective awareness you're going to be aware of, and seeing how you're the one being separate, how you're the one trying to project. You're the one doing this, and not many people is reacting and responding. They're reacting and responding, all right. They're reacting and responding to what they are in a creative way. Look, one finally landed on me in a creative way. So that's my message for y'all, for the sun in Scorpio and the moon in Leo. Don't sting yourselves trying to get your ego stroked. Don't sting others because you're trying to, so I gotta go. And don't sting others trying to receive attention.